Listen, I've got a problem with my hardcore Minecraft world. For the past 300 days or so, I've been enjoying my time starting over in 1.18 chunks. I had some time to get better at smaller build projects like my house and basic farms, and I was enjoying it, right? Well, that was until one day when I looked out beyond my house and I realized it's too lonely out here. Nothing to look at, nobody to see, no one to talk to. Where's the fun in that? I feel kind of sad looking at my house with nothing around it. But you know, today I'm gonna try to make the place look less lonely. I have a few builds up my sleeve that will not only make the place look less sad, but each will also be functional and make it easier to invite villagers to live here. It's a win-win-win. All right, Mabel, I got a lot of plans today, but before I can actually start any of them, I need to fix that storage. I've really let myself go.
Oh my God! Oh geez, oh my God!
It's getting harder and harder to find blocks I'm looking for as time goes on. Now, since I completed this house, I've always wanted my storage area to be back here. And I already started something, but I think I need to redo a little bit of it. And listen, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea here. Just because I'm making a storage room does not mean it's gonna be organized. I'm just doing this to designate a place to dump more things until I make a mega base with an auto sorter in it. Capiche? We on the same page? Good, I'm glad to hear it. That means nobody is allowed to talk about the contents of these chests. Everything in here is A-okay. Wonderful. Aw, right as it starts raining. It looks good back there though. It is a little bit dark in here. And I know that I said I liked that for the spooky vibes, but I wanna put lights back there as I peek between the cubbies. I'll worry about that later. For now, the room looks good, and we got bigger, important, things to do. Operation Make This Place Look Good, because it doesn't really look that good right now and nobody wants to live here. Step 1, I need villager houses, specifically blacksmith houses. I had this idea after completing my bamboo farm in episode 67 because I had all this smelting material collecting up, but just sort of sitting where the farm was, waiting for me to bring it somewhere else. So I wanted to build places around it specifically for smelting so that I could just send the bamboo automatically to a smelter after harvest. And originally I thought the best idea was to make an auto smelter pavilion type of thing. Yeah, we're definitely gonna get rid of this at some point. But I think it would be a better idea to make actual blacksmith buildings for my villagers around here so they could smelt items for me. I think the best way to go about this build, since it is gonna be pretty small, is I need to start with the footprint. Oh, I got one little lone piece of copper out here. I'm sorry, bud. He's been out there all on his own for a while. Hello. Where did you come from? I kinda want that guy. My first employee, he's my first villager. This went so smoothly. Let's get you warmed up. Yeah, warm up by the fire. I will now be accepting name suggestions if you have any cool name ideas for our butcher, I think he is. I think that's a butcher. Let me know what you got in the comments. Gotta figure out what I want this build to look like. I have an idea, like I could kind of see that there's gonna be some taller bit in the center there and then mellow bits on the side, but I don't know if that's right. I think we need a bit of an inspiration trip for this build, and I know just the place. I'm seeing it. This is definitely a blacksmith. Here's the grindstone. That way you know it's blacksmith. There's the lava. I think we can do a bit better than this. Like, I like the basic idea. I like the patio with the smaller house structure adjacent to it. I think we could take that idea and just update it a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cozy in here. It's pretty nice, but it can be improved. And that's what we wanna do. This is probably as good of a time as any to introduce you to Harold. This is Harold. We got him on stream last week. He really likes his boat rides. Right, Harold? Yeah. Yeah, you sure do. Harold's pretty cool. Anyway, like I said, I really just wanted to replicate the traditional blacksmith structure that already exists in the game, but here in my valley. And I at least started with that, just to see how it would look in front of my house. I guess that'll work. But as I went through with building it, I began making tweaks to the design of it, things that'll just make it more interesting. I had some details to make it easier to keep villagers contained, for now at least. But I also had some to make the build more functional. Like, I'm pretty excited about the potential in this interior. So the whole point of the blacksmith Mabel is to be able to smelt stuff whenever I want to. And so I wanted to make this as easy as possible. So, behind these trapdoors, I have hoppers going into the side of the furnace and a hopper going into the top of it. The top barrel is where you load the things that you want to smelt, right into there. And this side is for the fuel, which is going to be the bamboo. Since bamboo burns really fast is why I've included 2 barrels for it, because we're gonna need to be able to put a lot of bamboo in here. Pretty cool, right? I'm nodding. This is me nodding. This is where you say yes. Yes, it is cool, but what if I told you that we could connect this bamboo farm right to this furnace so that bamboo automatically gets filed in every time I run the farm? I know that's not revolutionary, but you want to get subscribed to see that happen. And Mabel, part of the design is going to include keeping these copper blocks unoxidized. So you're gonna need to keep watch on those, because if they oxidize, it's gonna look pretty ugly in here. Okay, here we go, here we go. What? Take 2. That was like not as cool as I thought it would be. Okay, the bare bones of the blacksmith villager houses are put in place. I built the whole dang thing up with dark prismarine when I think I want that roof to be copper, just like over here and over here, but I don't have any copper. So with the full structure in place, that's probably a good time to take a mining break. Last time I went mining for it, I got 2 shulkers in 16 minutes. Oh wait, what the? Okay, I'm not going copper mining. What the heck? What are you guys doing here? Y'all trying to learn how copper oxidizes? Here's a good example right here. Yeah, check it out. If you leave copper blocks sitting there long enough, they'll oxidize. Can you guys chill? Yeah, see, this one's pretty fresh. I just placed this one right here. It's got to go through a couple of different phases. This being the first. Lightly weathered is the first phase it needs to go through. This one here is next. I think this one... Wait, I forget the name. Is this weathered or is that weathered? I think that one's exposed, actually. This is weathered. Oh, you guys dropped the banner. Here, we'll put that right there. Once it goes through those 2 phases, though, then we'll end up at the fully oxidized copper blocks. And that's what I want to put on my roof. It's kind of a long waiting game. It's not the funnest thing in the world, but you know, it's something. And it's gonna be worth it because it looks good on the house. It's gonna look good on the blacksmith houses. I love teaching. It's so fun. So, with the copper that I had oxidizing, I added some texture to the roof and touched up the whole building with some plants and lighting to finish it off. And then I was ready to start working on the plaza out front. And I know what you're thinking. What the heck is the point of the plaza? Well, like I mentioned, these builds are all supposed to help the area around my house feel less lonely, right? And while it'll take a little bit of time before I can use this place in the way that I want, the plaza is where the village bell will be located, which will encourage villagers to actually get out and move around my town to make this place feel alive. It's my goal to make this like a free-range village. That sounds humane. So this build may seem silly to spend any time on, but I think the effort is gonna be worth it. This is going very well, actually. And honestly, I didn't really plan to make this wall here, but I'm literally watching Building with B-dubs as I'm working on this. And he got to a part where he made like literally this exact same retaining wall, and I was looking at it, and I looked at the elevation of the house and the elevation of the dirt down here, and I was like, you know, a wall might actually work pretty well here. This makes the area make way more sense now. So now with this cleared out space for my plaza, I was ready to start building, and this was one of those things where I could get stuck very easily. I could fall into this situation where I'm asking myself questions like, where should the center go? How big should this plaza be? What shape do I make it? But I've come to realize with a project that's really just a series of small builds together, you can't really waste time worrying about details like that. Part of the beauty of a village build is honestly just the mess of it all. So I just went for it. I laid out a circle on the ground and slowly went through making some parts higher, some parts lower, and applying some matching materials. Until I ran out of some. I kind of like how this is going. It's going to extend up onto this level, and this level's gonna be, I think I wanna use bricks, just like I did in here, which means I need to go collect some clay. I have no clay. Hopefully I have my fortune shovel, because if I have my fortune shovel, this is gonna be easy. I'll be able to fill my pockets with clay in probably just a few seconds. Oh, that's the one. I do have a lush cave right over here. Oh, well, there's a little bit exposed there. That's not what I want, though. There's more of it right here. A little nervous. Luckily, this looks pretty safe. This looks okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. My inventory is already full. I thought this was gonna be a big clay hunting adventure, but I'm already done. So, it's right back to building, I guess. Maple, you're supposed to keep an eye on these. you're literally looking at it. Oh my goodness. That just looks so much better. Why would you let it, why? Okay, now that I got bricks, and that's what I wanted to use on the floor here, I'm ready to continue. Look at this place coming alive. I always thought that I hate gravel in paths. Same for andesite. I mean, they kind of look the same texture-wise, you know? I always thought I hated the way they looked with grass, but I kind of like this path down here more than this one. I think the plaza is looking good. We're missing a few materials. Oh. There's a couple other things that I want to put in here, but all in all, the shape of it, location, size, it's nice. I can already picture a bunch of builds around it too that are gonna make it feel like it belongs here a lot more. And also having these lights around the outsides make it seem like it belongs in the ground a little bit more than it did without them. I need to go get some glass. I need to get some cyan dye. I think I'm gonna use cyan glass in here. It'll go well with the copper. I'm gonna put a bell right here in the center that I don't have, and I'm out of sea lanterns. But this is fun. We get to go on a little bit of a tour back to the base. And actually, while I'm at it, I need to heal these elytras. I have 4 out of my 5 dead, and my pickaxe is dead there. I should go heal everything right now. Boo! How you doing? You hold the place down? It's looking pretty clean in here. You got a music disc in there? No. Oh, you got some in here though. I'm taking them. Get away before he notices. Pay attention, Mongo. Just get the sea lanterns. What? I got none. Okay, how about the materials for him? I gotta have the materials for him, right? It looks like we're getting the grand tour. I guess I'm gonna go out to the ocean monument too. Oh my gosh, I just realized something. I haven't been to the ocean monument since I updated to 1.18, which means that all of the bedrock that I had on the floor down at the bottom level of this place is going to be deep slate now, which means I'm probably gonna have mobs down there like crazy. I'm a little bit scared right now. I have torches. I'm gonna go ahead and just temporarily torch it up, but I'm a bit nervous. How bad is this about to be? Fine. Okay, I am very lucky. There's nothing down here. Okay, 5 stacks of sea lanterns. That's good enough for me. Let's get out of here. How long can I leave this cow pen here and build in it and around it without actually moving it? I think this is gonna be looking good. It's coming together. It's once we have builds around it, it's a village. Okay, next structure, the greenhouse. The greenhouse. This build was much harder than I expected it to be. The point of the greenhouse was to be able to farm all my basic materials. Pumpkins, melons, sugarcane, you name it. I just wanted a place to grow it. But for such a simple idea, I couldn't figure out how it should look. I mean, I've seen a greenhouse. Most of them are just rectangles. But should it be one with a rounded ceiling? Nah, that ain't it. How about an angled ceiling? No, that doesn't look like it either. Once again, just like my house, all of my ideas that I had on the first day weren't working out. So I had to tear the whole thing down, but at least this was so much less work than I had on the house. I was kind of okay with it. And it's crazy how much of a difference a clear head can make on a build. After a night's sleep and a cup of coffee, I jumped back into the game and found myself thinking of designs completely different than I had the day before. After just an hour, I nailed the form and the materials of the greenhouse, but it needed just a few more tweaks to be complete. I think this is looking pretty good. I have some ideas for what I could do with the center to make it maybe look more like a greenhouse instead of a barn. However, I have no glass and I have no sand, so there's only one thing to do. This is how you dig sand. Efficiency 5. Oh my god. White glass panes. I think the next thing that I could do is instead of a ton of calcite there, I need to figure out how I can get more glass. Please don't look bad. I mean, it's white glass. Yeah, I mean, it looks almost the exact same. Like, without plants in there, it looks almost the exact same. It made almost no difference. That's perfect. Now, how do I decorate this thing? Pumpkin here, melon here, wheat carrot, flowers, definitely some glowberries. Glowberries are gonna make it real nice. Yeah, it's looking good already. Yeah, look at that thing as the sun sets over there. It's the perfect fit. It looks so nice right here. And my goodness, the glowberries have gone too long. And my melons don't wanna grow. It all looks so good though. Alternating the glass and the glass panes give it that sort of paneled look that I think works really well for a greenhouse. It makes it look kind of realistic. And then the copper sprinklers, that's the icing on the cake. It's exactly something you'd expect to see in a greenhouse. And we got it in here. And right now, I mean, there's not much going on. It's just growing little bits and pieces of things right now. But there's a good reason for that. So far, these builds are pretty much just decoration, but there's a whole second phase to it. And I kind of teased it with the blacksmith so far. Pretty soon, this is going to become a fully sustainable village. These builds are gonna have a lot of redstone tied to them. We're gonna have an automated fuel source, automated smelting, and then we're also gonna have a bunch of hidden automated farms that tie into that greenhouse. Hopefully any vegetable or fruit there is to farm. And all of it's gonna feed it right into there to give that build a purpose. But I wanted to take care of these decorations first because like I said, this place was feeling pretty lonely. And all of this definitely helps. It honestly brings such a cool vibe here. But now the next phase, I actually need to bring the villagers in here. I'm not looking forward to that transportation process at all. But for now, there's something more important that I need to take care of. We have a comment to read from last episode 67. And if you remember, I was working on an amethyst farm in that episode. And as I was mining the geode away to make it, I couldn't figure out what the blocks were called that actually grow the amethyst clusters. But fear not, because now we know they're called budding amethysts. Thanks, Rory. Now that I hear it, it makes so much more sense. But hey, I'm happy that we were all able to learn something new. And a lesson learned is a memory to keep. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of fun making it, but I need to go look into how redstone works so that I can automate a lot of this stuff. That's gonna be a disaster. Where can you put, where in the world would an ominous banner look good? Nah, that looks pretty dumb, huh? That looks pretty dumb too, huh? Yeah, that looks pretty dumb there too, huh? Nah, that looks pretty dumb there too. Huh? Nah, I don't think that's it either. Hanging from leaves doesn't make any sense. Bam. Oh, that's actually, you know what? That's not so bad. I'm kind of into that.